Hey guys, have you guys ever, been through some hard times, some difficulties, some struggles, maybe some negative thoughts, or you're just having a bad day, right? And you're trying to figure out, uh, how can I get out of this? How do I get unstuck? How do I solve this problem, or how do I handle this problem? Well, you're in the right place, guys, because today we'll be talking about how to handle hard times in life. But right before that, guys, you already know I have to do the introduction and welcome all my Tim's Club members back to the club. You guys are the best. So good to see you guys, and I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for being here. And if you're new here, guys, I'm Tim from Tim's Club, where I make videos about singing, self-development, and vlogging. So if you're into those things, guys, subscribe to be part of the club and stick around. And so, guys, we're gonna hop right into it. And so I came across this idea from a mentor of mine, and he says, become the observer. And at first, I didn't really understood what that meant, right? It wasn't until, today, where I was feeling super tired, and for good reason. I've been up, up all night, so I'm barely getting enough sleep, trying to attend a webinar in a different time zone, and so I'm getting like 3 hours of sleep. And in the daytime, I still gotta do what I have to do, right? And so today, I kept thinking to myself, man, I'm freaking super exhausted. I'm so tired. I'm running on like no sleep. How am I supposed to carry on with my day? How am I supposed to do all these tasks that I gotta do? So, after doing some of my tasks, and I couldn't continue, and I couldn't focus, I couldn't continue. I was like way too tired. So I was like, you know what? I need to take a nap. So I went ahead and took a quick nap, right? And it was like an hour. I woke up and I was still feeling super, super exhausted. And I was still thinking, man, I'm super tired. I still have a lot to do. Man, this sucks. It was in that moment where the words dawned on me, I remembered the words, become the observer. And I was like, all right, you know what? Let me give that a try. And so I decided, you know what? Why don't I take myself out the picture and stop saying in my head about, how much this sucks, how tired I am, how exhausting this is, and how much I have to do. Instead of saying all these things, I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna watch. I'm not even gonna say anything in my head. I'm gonna go ahead and just let myself feel whatever the heck I'm feeling. If I'm feeling tired, that's okay. So I realized, when I stopped speaking about it, that's when I stopped adding fuel to the fire. So I decided, I'm not gonna say anything in my head. I'm just gonna watch it and let it pass, feel the emotions, and then just let it be as it is. I slowly became more energized and less tired. And then I was like, wow, I significantly feel better. And so, guys, it made me come to the realization that, when you're stuck in the problem or hardship or difficulty in life, that you're creating more of it, because that's what all you're thinking about, right? I'm thinking about how tired I am, how exhausted am I, and how much I have to do and how much this sucks. I was just basically manifesting more of it. And so when I actually just decided to stop and observe, it was then that I stopped, focusing on what the problem was. I just allowed myself to feel tired and let it pass, let it go. And you're probably thinking, you're like, all right, man, sometimes it's easier said than done. When you're actually stuck facing a really difficult problem and you're all in your head, that's all you can think about. That's all you can think about or talk about. Well, guys, here's another way to look at it. Have you ever helped out a friend, a family member, or a loved one, when they're facing difficult times or hardships? Maybe they're having a bad day. Have you ever been there for them and helped them out? How many of you guys have helped in this way, where you're like agreeing with them and you're kind of just reconfirming what they're thinking, right? You're kind of like, oh my gosh, yeah, it sucks that happened to you. This is terrible. This should have never happened. Man, I wish it would, I wish things would have turned out better, etc. Right? And then you're just reconfirming whatever they're thinking, whatever they're talking about, right? You're kind of just fanning the flame. But I think it's important to realize that, even if you're agreeing with them and you're reconfirming, if you're agreeing with them, you're sympathizing with them, that it's not actually gonna solve the problem, right? You're kind of just, reflecting, you're kind of just reconfirming whatever they're thinking about. But how many of you guys ever helped someone, in this, like a second scenario, and it happens like this? You're just there for them. You're a shoulder to lean on, being an ear to listen to, someone just to be there to observe and to support them. And in that time, maybe you're not even saying a whole lot, right? But they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna vent, or they're gonna cry, or they're gonna get emotional or whatever. But how many of you guys notice that, after they're able to vent, even if without you saying a whole lot, after they finish their venting, their crying or being emotional, that they're able to just let go and heal, right? And that's because, you're not really adding any dialogue. You're just allowing them to feel. You're just being there. You're being the observer, and you're showing up for them, and you're allowing them to, process their emotions and just let it go, let it out. Because you're there as like a third person, right? And you're not really trying to sympathize and fan the flame, or just reconfirm whatever it is that they're already thinking about. Instead, you're just sitting there observing and just being with them and letting them process their emotions, their difficulties, their struggles. And so guys, whenever you're facing that difficulty, that hardship, that challenge, the hard times in life, I want you to go ahead and take yourself out of it. And I want you guys to, see it from that perspective. Look at yourself as your own best friend, family, or loved one, and take yourself out of the picture, and just be that shoulder to lean on, someone that listens, just someone who's observing. You don't need to say a whole lot in your mind or talk about the problem. Just be there, listen, and watch, okay? So I implore you guys to, try that out whenever you're having hard times. And guys, go ahead and come back and comment down below and, let me know how well that turns out for you, if it works for you. But, what you guys can do to comment right now so we can reaffirm the learning. Down below, I want you guys to say, I am an observer. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you learned anything at all, or if you just had fun hanging out here in the club with me, hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And I just want to thank you all so much for being part of Tim's Club. Yes, respect. You guys are the best. Alright, this is where I inspire you guys one video at a time. Until then, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
Yeah, let's raise the consciousness up in here. Listen up. I am creator, we take action now and not later. So unfazed, we even love the haters. Building this from the ground up, layer by layer. Playing this game of life, aiming to be the